Hey, babe. I see you. Megawatt, I guess you are. You're catching the live stream. So you always miss it? Well, you're here now. There's one more thing I gotta fix though. Let me do that right now. Let's see if that's an option. Can I do this? Yeah, I could do that, I think. Let me see what happens here. Whoa, I haven't used that in a long time. Let me see. Hey, that's important too, man. Working your craft, no doubt. I was looking for something. Where is it? Oh no, of course I gotta get the other one. What up, DJ Waves? Uptown, what up, man? Alles goed? Alles kids in Zwolle. Spin-free DJs in the building. Alright, good morning. It's 7 p.m. over here. Another way I can watch the show tomorrow. Vanessa, je kan gewoon naar de replay kijken. Deze shows blijven staan. Dus die kan je gewoon checken. Je zit nu op Facebook, zie ik. Dus morgen zie je ook nog op Facebook. En op mijn YouTube. En op Twitch. Nou, op Twitch haal ik hem wel weg. Facebook, YouTube. You can watch the replay. All good. But if you want to watch the mixes, you got to come check me live every Monday. And I'm mixing again this Friday. I wanted to start something. Where is my other window? Let me fix that now. I might as well take that countdown out of the frame, by the way. Stream starting. We already started. Let me take that out right now. Doesn't really make sense to have that in there. Bang. Take that out. All right. Thanks, Venetia. LE3 in the building was good. All the way from Houston. Who else was there? I saw someone else, I think. DJ Leo. Leo Roomba. What's going on? Salute to you. So let me fix this real quick because I want to have some I want to have a little background audio while we're here. So let me go to my SoundCloud for that, because I don't want to add anything that's going to take add any copyright issues. I had that last time. I played like during either a sharing the knowledge or a plugging in on Sunday. I played like for real. I played like 10 seconds of music when I was just browsing through a web page, and immediately that episode got a copyright flag. So that also means that I can't monetize that video on YouTube. So I want to get some background sounds in here, but I'm gonna make sure I don't do anything that's gonna mess up my copyrights. So let me just check this real quick. Hit play. Okay, my speakers are on. That's not a good idea. Turn my speakers off. Let that play, and let's see if I can get that into our background right here. So I want audio output capture. If I activate that, can it actually take the output? Yeah. So why is it not taking it? Oh wait. What did I do? There it is. Turn that down just to add some background. Okay, let me check for a second how loud that is. Let me turn my volume up for a second. Let me hear. Wait. Gotta do this real quick. Gotta turn this on for a second. Turn this on. Gotta do this real quick. Damn it, too late. Okay. Whatever, I got you. Yeah, I can turn that down even more. Just to have it in the background. Okay, so we're up and running. That's all good. DJ HITN, or hitting it is actually. That's good. Styles Johnson in the building. Valley Cats in the building. Was good. God's Will in the building. Sup to you. Let me start with the Spin Free DJ's question. I'll just keep this in the background so I can see if it continues to play my stuff. Oh wait, can I just do that here? 1 second. I want to make sure it only plays stuff from... Yeah, that should be fine. Got you. Okay, I can get that out the way, turn this off. And I want to see my stream elements too. Make that a nice little combo like that. All right, let me start with Spin Free DJ's question first. And then we'll run it down the line. The question was, I have a pair of questions, if that's okay. How do I allow my viewers to give me bits, and how do I add my own emotes? I think that's something you can only do after you reach a certain threshold. We're talking about Twitch now, right? I had to find all of this out myself as well. I had to find out how that works. So I think you need to be an affiliate in order to be able to receive bits and to make your own emotes. And you can become an affiliate when you stream for a certain amount of hours in a month and you have a certain amount of viewers. I forgot how much that is, but you can find that all on Twitch. So I had to reach that level first, and then I was able to do that. And then if you want to become a partner, like some people want to become a partner, you have to have even more hours of streaming, more viewers, stuff like that. So both of those things come with being an affiliate. So just look that up on Twitch, and that should give you everything you need. Waves is asking, I've heard the term refix used by DJs on DJ pools. Do you know what that means actually? I think when we're talking about a refix, we're talking about having the same song, but basically updating a certain element. I think in some cases, it's just that they try to improve the audio quality a little bit. I've seen that before. Like if you have a remix, most of the times you will get a completely different track. Either a lot of other artists are on the track, or they give you a different music, different production. But with a refix, it's basically fixing something. This is not a fact. This is just how I see it. Same thing when you get a re-drum. You see those too sometimes. It's the same track, but then they added like heavier drums to it. So I guess in the case, if you compare a refix to a normal version, you're probably going to hear that sonically something is a little bit different, but it's not going to be like a totally different version of the track, I think. Oh, and let me just make sure I get that out the way right now. It's 7:15 p.m. in Amsterdam right now. We're still dealing with a curfew. I've talked about that in earlier streams. Last couple of times for the Share the Knowledge live stream, I was actually at home because we're not allowed to be on the street after 9. So when I'm at the studio, if I stay until that time, I have to sleep in the studio. I'm not sleeping in the studio today. So I will end this stream around 8:15 because then I got to pack up and head home to make sure I get home before the curfew, because I'm not going to risk a fine or anything like that. So that's just a heads up, and I'll make sure to say that again a little bit later. And I'm actually just telling myself so I keep track of time, because when we start talking, I lose track of time easily. So Valleycast has a question about phase controllers. I get issues with it landing back on cue when scratching. It feels like it drifts away. This is an issue that I've heard a lot of DJs talk about the cue drift. I have to say I haven't had that experience with them yet. Then again, I've seen a lot of DJs who had several different issues with phase, especially in the earlier versions. They've done a lot of updates, but I haven't really experienced that, but I know a lot of people have dealt with that, with the cue drift. I don't know if there's other things involved that could be causing that issue, by the way, because some DJs have it and some DJs don't. So I absolutely love my phase, and I mean, I think I may have had once or twice that I thought that it moved a bit. So for instance, I had a cue point and I triggered it to where my sticker was at 12 o'clock, and after a bunch of scratching, when I went back to 12 o'clock, the sample wasn't exactly on 12 again. But most of the times, like I've done like a lot of the live sets that I do with phase, I'm not really noticing it. So maybe it might be there just a little bit, but not enough for me to really notice it. So I don't know if there's other ways to solve that. So Hitting is coming in from Montreal. People from all over. All right, Godswell is DJ Swill. Good to know. Original Fresh Prince checking in from the UK. Salute to you. And we got DJ Fonz, that is, all the way from Frisco, Bay Area in the building. Salute to you. Okay, so 50 followers, is that it? 50 followers to get affiliate? Well, no, it's not just followers. You have to stream a certain amount of hours within 30 days. I don't remember the amount, but you have to do quite some streaming to make that happen. So it's streaming, and I think it might be streaming a certain amount of hours, and you have to have a certain amount of followers. And I think there's one more thing you also have to take care of to get affiliate. There were like 3 things, and to make partner, you have to do like, I think 5 or 6 things you have to do. Gus Gomez, what's going on? Salute, salute. How do you beat match with different BPM? Baku, that's actually, you just gave the definition of beat matching. That is what beat matching is all about. If you have 2 tracks that have the same BPM, then basically the beats are already matched. They're playing in the same tempo. And then all you have to do is make sure you start them at the right time, and they'll be playing in sync. When we're mixing, like 99% of the time, that's not true. A lot of DJs play one genre and everything in that genre is almost the same BPM. But most of the times you will deal with tracks that have a different BPM, and that's what you have DJ equipment for. That's why you have the tempo sliders, the pitch sliders, to change the tempo of a track. So if one track is like 95 BPM and the other one is 98, you're going to have to either bring that one up to 98 or slow the other one down to get them to the same BPM. Then the beats are matched. So that is what it's all about. So if you haven't seen my video, check out my video on DJ TLM TV on YouTube. You're on YouTube right now watching me. So on my channel, just go to my mix tutorial part 3, I would say it is. I think it's part 3, but mix tutorial beat matching. And that's going to just show you what it's all about. DJ Mian, what's going on? All the way from Kenya. I'm glad I could help. That's always great to hear. Yeah, Canada has the curfew too. I heard about that. So y'all have 8 p.m. We have 9 p.m. till like 4:30 a.m. So I do that when I do my mix streams. Like for instance, on Monday, I had to stay here. It's just the way it is. And it's going to be like that for a little while. But I mean, it's worth it to me. But for a Q&A like this, to stay another night, can't really do that all the time. So I have to make sure I get out of here in time. DJ Kane, what up? Salute to you, all the way from Dallas, Texas. Man, y'all are dealing with some cold right now, man. Pretty crazy. And I know you're not used to that over there. Like, y'all got mad snow now. That's pretty weird to see. See, like, people having snowball fights in Texas. That's crazy. And that one, I got to see some shots of that one, like, chain collision y'all had in Fort Worth in Texas with the black ice. Scary. We had like a warning, like 2 days after that, we had a warning here, a code red warning for black ice as well, like to not go on the road. Yeah, because you see what can happen. Super dangerous. Is phase better or the stylus? Better for what? You have to look at it like this. So if you're playing with DVS, because that's what we're talking about, we're not talking about regular vinyl, because then you can't use phase. So if we're talking about using a digital vinyl system, so using time code vinyl, then you're going to use either a stylus to actually have your turntable read that time code, send it to the mixer, send it to your computer so your DJ software can track the movement of your time code vinyl, or you're going to use the wireless system phase. Now, it's possible that if you're using a stylus and control vinyl, you're not going to experience any cue drift compared to what you have with phase. Even though I've heard people who had like cue drift issues using a stylus, my whole thing is phase eliminates a couple of problems you can have with turntables. So imagine you go out to play and you bring your own needles, your own stylus, but you're using the turntables there, and one of the turntables just happens to have some wiring issue. So the RCA cable from the turntable, something might not be right, meaning that the signal from your time code vinyl is not going to translate correctly. If I use phase, I don't have to worry about if the needle, the stylus, is okay. I don't have to worry about if that the wiring in the tone arm or the wiring from the RCA cables from the turntable is okay, because I'm not using any of that. When I'm using phase, basically the only thing I need the turntable for is to spin and to be able to speed it up or slow it down. So for me, that is the great advantage of using phase. Now, of course, if you also want to play regular vinyl, you're going to need needles. And yeah, for me, phase is the way to go. But then again, I think it's always a good idea to have time code vinyl and needles in your bag, just in case. So whenever I go out to play, I'm using vinyl with phase on it, but the vinyl I'm using is actually time code vinyl. So if there would be an issue, I could just grab needles and use the same vinyl as normal time code vinyl. Vernon DJs, yes, I hear you. Dagoff, what's going on? Good to see you again. How to scratch when the part you want to scratch is on loop? How do you mean? I'm not exactly sure how you mean that, because if the part you want to scratch is on loop, I mean, that doesn't really matter. You have to explain how you mean that. Like, sometimes I will actually loop a little part of a song because there's like a voice in there, and then I scratch the voice and then I let it go, and because it loops, it will come right back and I can scratch it again. So having it on loop or off loop shouldn't actually interfere with your scratching. So either I don't understand the question, or I've never had an issue with that. Koopa Gouda, what's going on? Watch and learn of your videos back when you started using the NS7. Yeah, back to the NS7 days. There we go. Great. Karsten, what's going on? Made a decision. I bought the Rain 70. Do you have some thoughts? You bought a great mixer. I don't know what else to say. The important part is you said you made a decision. So I have to assume you put thought into it, thought about what you were looking for, what you needed, which device is going to offer you that, and then you went and got that device. I mean, I don't have an interest in the Rain 70 because I have the Rain 72. and I really like my screen. But then again, besides the screen, the functionality on the Range 70 is about the same. So it's a very dope mixer. So yeah, you bought a great mixer. That's all I can really say. That's my thoughts. So Gus Gomez wants to know, how much did I enjoy playing with no laptop on the 3Ks? So for those who weren't here on Monday, I did my set using the CDJ 3000. You can actually see them. They're still hooked up here. And so the 3000s with the S11. And I mean, they were absolutely great. And I still have more to explore. And I think I'm going to play with them again this Friday for Certified Bangers, just to get some more time in with them. I've done sets on CDJs before, so I'm kind of used to it. For me, the issue always was that I prefer the laptop, simply because it's just a better overview when I'm browsing for tracks. And that's why I really prefer that. Of course, the feeling of turntables, DVS, that's a whole different story. But if we're just talking about workflow, I like to have the laptop, just a big screen with all the info there. But I have to say, the screen size on that 3000, it's definitely an improvement. I think it was, I don't know, off the top, I don't remember. I think the last one was like 5, and this is 7 inches, something like that. I don't know. It's a lot bigger than the 2000s. So the info is more clear, and you can actually, I think you can see more types of info. And the waveforms are better. You can choose how you want to see the waveform in one color, RGB, or 3 colors for the high, mid, and low frequencies. So still have a lot more to look at, but the workflow was pretty nice. If I do it a couple of times, it'll start to become more of you get more familiar with it, and it becomes even easier. I didn't miss the laptop. Let me put it like that. I prefer the laptop workflow, but I didn't miss the laptop during the set. Only a couple of things that I noticed that I have to check if there's a way to fix that. So for instance, one thing is, if you have the same track loaded in both players, so the players are connected with an Ethernet cable. I have a flash drive in one player, and both the players get their information from that flash drive on that one player. So you load everything from one flash drive. Now, when you have both have the same track loaded in both decks, if you're using DJ software and you set a cue point on one deck, it automatically appears in the other deck too, because you're playing the same file. When you're using the CDJs, even when you're playing the same file, when I added a cue point on one side, it didn't show up on the other side. I had to quickly click on back, click on load again. It takes less than a second. It reloads the track, and then the cue point is there. But that was like one thing I was like, okay, there should be a way to make that work faster. So maybe there's a way to fix that, or I hope it's something they actually can address maybe in some update. The other thing was, there was one more thing. I forgot, or I have to figure out how to do instant doubles with this. I know on the CDJ 2000 there was a way to do instant doubles, so I have to look that up again, see how that works with the 3000. That's also one thing I'm missing. So when I'm done with my transition and the new track is playing, I'm used to just hitting that instant double, just hitting that load, and the same track will come up on the other deck. Here, I have to actually go back into browse mode and scroll to get to the track that's already playing on the other side. So that was like kind of a little slowdown for me in my workflow, a little stagnation that I'm not used to. Probably there's ways around that. That's why I need to actually do some more research before I play on Friday again. But besides that, the feeling is dope. Really like playing with those. Like this setup right here, like S11 and 2 of those 3000s. Pretty dope. So what I am going to do is also tomorrow or Friday before I play is hook the laptop up, have record box on the laptop, and see what happens then. I believe that I will be able to see info on my S11 screen then as well. So that's going to be a different situation also. Yeah, so I have to look into that. Okay, so the issue I have, can I ask what the sensitivity I should use on Serato when using phase? Good question. I have no idea what I have it set to, to be honest. Can I look that up? No, I can't look that up now. I'll have to look that up later. I'm not sure. What up, Eli? See you. I always say Eli. It says Eli Per, but is it Eli Per or is it Eli Per? It's always the thing with the names. So Dagoff wants to know, do you practice sport in those hard times? I've been lacking lately. Like, I was working out at home. The gyms are closed over here. Also went outside for a while to do stuff. In the latest time, I have not been doing enough. So I need to pick that up again. And I actually will. And I want to do more outside again. I mean, the options are there. You can go outside or you can just do stuff at the house. Even if you have no equipment, you can do things. It's just a little bit harder for me to push myself. When you go to the gym and you're actually going somewhere to work out, to me, it's a little bit easier to motivate myself, to push myself. But that's something I have to do. We got DJ Named Vest in the building, and Dr. Jeremy is here as well. Salute to y'all. What mixer is the best with phase? Mixer has nothing to do with how phase works. Phase will send a signal directly to the phase receiver, and that is connected to your laptop. So your mixer is not involved in the process of phase and your DJ software. So you have those two little devices, the transmitters, they go on your vinyl. They will then send their movement information to the receiver, and the receiver is connected to your computer. And that lets your DJ software know how it's moving. So the mixer is not sending that info. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay. So Dr. Jeremy, you were able to catch like a normal flu in this time? That's good to hear. That's something different than a lot of people just catching COVID. But you got an actual flu there, but you're better, so all good. AP Wilson, what's going on? Salute to you. How can I improve my scribble scratch during party tempo, approximately 100 BPM? Having a hard time to make the scratches even. Yeah, it's all about starting a little bit slower. It just is. You have to work your way up to do certain scratches at a higher tempo. So I totally understand. Like, I would try the same thing also with chirps. When you're doing chirps and you're at like a nice mid-range tempo, at a certain point you get that nice long chirp where you can keep it going for an extended time. But then when you play with a faster beat, you have to like really start over. So you have to slowly build that up. Same thing with the scribble. So if it's not working now, you'll probably have to spend more time doing it just a little bit slower. Maybe it's only a couple BPM slower. Master that, and then every time you take it up like 1 BPM until you get to that 100 range. So I totally understand. Like, some of those scratches are okay to do, especially when you do them like just in a pattern, in the combination, and you do a couple of scribbles in there. But if you're gonna do scribbles for like an extended time on a faster tempo, it definitely becomes a little bit more difficult. Yeah. Let me see how. Okay, got you. And Leo Rumba's coming in from Colombia. All right. We got DJ TI in the building. Salute to you. Collector Ski Music. What's going on, man? Good to see you again. Let's see. Vernon DJ said, I hope I can get back to spinning in the club before retirement age. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's not going to be forever, but some people were just way too optimistic or underestimating how heavy this whole situation is. And I mean, I had a lot of people, like colleagues, that thought it was going to be like fine last year, like right after summer. Or some people still had hopes that during the summer they would be doing festivals in 2020. I was like, even back in, I think, April or May of 2020, I was telling like other DJs and artists like, yo, most likely you can forget about this year. And they were looking at me like, come on, dude. And look where we're at now. So I'm I mean, this will slowly start to pick up late this year for sure. So that should be before retirement, right? Collector Music, he wants to know where in the Caribbean. I think he's in Trinidad. Oh, there it is. Yep. Let's see. Uptown, great question. Have I tried Phase with Record Box already? And I'm actually thinking, did I or didn't I? I'm thinking now. I'm not sure if I did actually. No, maybe I didn't. And thank you. I will be doing that this week. Just to be sure, I don't know if I tried it. So I'm going to do it either for the first time or again. Yeah. All right. So what's the difference between the differences between the CDJ 2000 and 3000? Mostly, I think there's a lot. I mean, it's funny. On the one hand, it is the same type of player as the 2000. They just added a couple of things that I think needed to be added. So it's not just a bigger screen. It's also a touch screen, even though you can't do a lot of gestures. So you can't do like zoom stuff with it. But you actually use it like if you're on an auto loop. You have like your 4-beat and 8-beat auto loop button on the player. As soon as you activate that on your big screen, you get everything from like a half count to a count, 2 counts, all the way up to like 16 or 32. So you can control that there. You have the 8 Q buttons instead of like they had 4 on the CDJ 2000, like the little row, and then you had 2 banks. Now it's 8 and they're in a line. I might just grab the player in a second. There's no CD at all. There's no room for a disc. So these are strictly for SD cards and flash drives. So you can't use a CD with them. What else? I think internally, like audio quality wise, they updated some stuff, and I still have to figure something out. Now the jog wheels, that to me is the biggest difference. I really like the jog wheels on the 2000. These, in my opinion, are way better. Really like the way they feel. So that's my biggest compliment to Pioneer if I have to review this player now. But I still want to test more. Really like the fact that you have like the 2. What you see if you have them connected through Ethernet, the players, you see the track that you're playing, but in the same screen you see the track from the other player as well. So you can either like line them up, or you can see like, hey, the other track is going into a different phrase now, so you can see where you can start like a mix, stuff like that. Really dope. So there's differences, but I have to really check this one out and then take another look at, okay, what could you do on the 2000? Because with certain features that I see here, I'm actually not sure if they were on the 2000 or not, because I used the 2000s actually quite a few times, but I never went into actually figuring out what you can do with them. I just knew how to use the basic features so I could perform with them, mix with them, do live shows with them, you name it. So yeah. Reese wants to know any updates on Phase HID mode. I don't know. They've been announcing that since a while back. I haven't heard anything yet. Chris on the mix is in here. Greetings to you. Donald Cannon, salute to you. Thank you for the super chat. You just got the Rain 1 started on the controller. Question I have is now learning drop mixing. I have problems with cue points. So Donald, let me know what the problem is with the cue points. What issue are you having? Let me know. And if it's too hard to explain here, you can also just send me an email, tlm@djtlm.com, if you need to give me a longer explanation. AP Wilson says, also, I think platter control is not talked about enough. What type of warm-up do you do before gigs or simply practicing? None. I have to be honest. None. So, for instance, if I'm in a situation where I can feel that I'm cold or stiff before I have to go on, I might just try to do something just to get a little bit warm and loose. If I feel like sometimes you have that you feel a little bit of stiffness, and yes, it might be age, but no, for real, like I've been like in dressing rooms waiting before I needed to go on, and it was like super cold in there. Then I do want to just get some movement going to get a little bit warm, just because I know if I'm in a club and I have to go on, I don't have time to get in the mood and get warmed up. I have to go straight away. So, but I don't have like a set ritual before I go out to play, which would actually be a good thing to do. Like for instance, to do some sort of stretches, especially for the back, because you're going to be standing, especially if it's a longer set, you're standing for a couple of hours. You might start to feel it in your back, so a couple of stretches might not hurt, but I don't have anything like that. So you are absolutely right. That is not talked about a lot, and honestly, because it's not talked about a lot, I don't know how many DJs actually do anything. I have to say, I set the GoPro to GoPro colors. It's kind of, I want to say kind of pink, even though I have a lot of those colors here. It's a little bit, I think I prefer the flat profile. Try that next time again. Not that important though. What noise sensitivity do you suggest on Serato while using phase control? Do you think having an older laptop could be an issue for drifting? So noise sensitivity, there's another one. I have no idea. Those were things I looked at when I was using needles. And I never ever looked at any of that using phase because I just got the perfect circle. So never looked at that. Having an older laptop could be an issue in the drifting? Maybe. I know because I'm using an older laptop for my DJing. I just know sometimes when I hear certain like glitches and stuff like that, I just know it's the laptop that can't handle it. And it's not any of the other hardware or software. So maybe. Vernon says, I wonder why the NS7 series never sent or went standalone. I don't know. It would have been super dope. Like I talked about that when they released the Rain 1 as well. Like I think the ultimate thing for people who want to move in platters in a controller would be to have something like an NS7 Rain 1 blended in with like that Prime 4. So you have like that. I would prefer the size of the NS7, like a standalone or something between the NS7 and Rain 1 standalone. That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be really dope. We got Marcel in the building. Salute to you. Is my camera on? DJ Hitton, you asked this question a while ago already. Is my camera on? Is my camera not showing? Yeah, it is. Okay. If you have to compare the 3000 to the SE 5000, which would you prefer workflow style? Ooh, now I would say the 3000, and that's because I just haven't done proper sets with the 5000. So I'm more familiar with the way CDJs work because I've done a lot of sets with 2000, so I'm more familiar with that workflow. So if workflow wise I have to compare, that is the reason why I would pick Pioneer. Not saying that it's better, but I'm more used to that. Feeling wise, it's going to be the 3000, like 1000%. That's the one thing that I didn't like as much about the SE5000, and that's the jog wheel. It's okay, but it never felt as good as the CDJ 2000, and now with the 3000 with even better jog wheels, that's a no-brainer to me. But I will actually try to make one of my upcoming, maybe like next month, I'll do one of my crate sets with the SE5000 just to do that. I don't mind. I don't mind switching it up every time and getting the work in with some players that I'm not even that familiar with. We'll be live on Friday, 12 till p.m. Eastern time. If anyone interested, come through for some vibes. Also, you're going to use my chat as your promo now? As your plug-in? No, it's all good, Hitting. But wait. That's a mistake I make sometimes as well. DJ Hitting, you just said you're live from 12 p.m. You have to add the time zone. Even though you just said in the chat earlier that you're in Canada, if people miss that, then they don't know what 12 p.m. is. So make sure you add that. Hey, DJ Obonka is back. Salute to you. Loco Lopez in the building. Salute to you. Megawatts has tried the Nike training app. Let's stay motivated. Yeah, it's not even the apps that like motivation wise. I don't really need the apps. It's really a mental thing. I have to just push myself to do it again. Even though sometimes the apps can work if you're working out at home, like you can get like good suggestions for workouts from some of these apps. 100%. Rain 12's Serato setup. Which option is best, turntable or CDJ, because they both are controllers? No, I think when you use the 12, you have them set to CD, I think. Or I'm missing the point of the question. But I think you have to set them to CD. Dr. Jeremy, yep, it was just a flu. Good. Bobby Skills from Chi-Town, salute to you. Deepak wants to know, Tim Dog or NWA? That's actually pretty easy. NWA, 1,000,000%. I absolutely love the Fuck Compton record. And Tim Dog did a couple of other songs that I really like as well, like the joint with KRS. Can I get a yes? Yes. Oh, love it. And when that song first came out, when the F Compton came out, we were in shock. I remember that day vividly. We were outside and one of the homies just came up. He came running and we were outside and we had a boombox. Homie came up running in with a tape. Like, yo, you won't believe this. There's this guy and he's dissing NWA. And at that time, to us, NWA was like the hardest thing out. So when you hear people saying like someone's dissing NWA, you're like, what? Pop that tape in. Now when you hear that beat, you're already like, yo, what's going on? And then when that song started, like we were shocked. We rewinded that song like 10 times just right then and there just to listen to all those lyrics. But just legacy wise, and if you compare catalogs, there's no real comparison to me. Love the NWA catalog. So yeah, NWA. Art of PHM wants to know, do you have any experience mastering your own tracks? I recently got into making my own mashups. Right now, I'm less Dr. Dre, more Dr. Frankenstein. Look, mixing and mastering are two skill sets that are real crafts that you have to learn. I still have to learn how to mix and master. So for the people in the chat, we're not talking about mixing DJ wise, but actually mixing a piece of music, having a piece of music in your computer, getting all levels right, adjusting all of the frequencies to get it to sound right, mixing a song. I still have to learn how to do that. Mixing is one thing, mastering, again, totally different craft. So I have experience with it to the point that I've been in studios and sat next to professional engineers who mixed songs, also songs I produced. I've also been to mastering studios and I sat there and watched them work. That will not teach you how to do it. You might pick up a couple of things, but you have to really learn how to do that. And that is a long process. So anytime I make a beat, I'm practicing like mixing, trying out new plugins and stuff, but mostly you have to just train your ears. And mastering, I'm definitely nowhere near knowing how to do that correctly. Now, of course, there are ways and plugins that can help you along the way. And if your mix is good, mastering is basically meant to just give it that little bit extra. But no, I still need to learn a lot more when it comes to that. So I'm definitely more Frankenstein than Dre when it comes to that as well. Loco Lopez says my scratch game is a little weak. I've been working on it though. That's what it is. You gotta work. You just gotta practice. If you feel a certain aspect of your DJ game is lacking, you have to practice that. That could be scratching. It could also be that you need to focus more on the levels. You need to practice that. Practice EQing. Practice anything. Beat matching. All of it. It's all about practice. 100%. Edge, I'm just starting out getting into DJing. What's the minimum transition method should I know, and what type of transition method should I focus on? The minimum transition methods. All right, let's put it like this. So mixing and transitions aren't even the most important thing of DJing. At the end of the day, music selection is the most important thing. Simple as that. That is, your song selection is what will rock the crowd, not your perfect mixes. Once we're past song selection, you have to learn how to match beats, so how to play songs that they're playing at the same tempo so that they're playing in sync. And then when it comes to transitions, the most important thing first off is to know when to start your transitions, so start them at the right time. So you have to learn about the structure of songs, know how to recognize beats and bars, but most importantly phrases, because you have to start your mix at the start of right phrases. Now I play a lot of hip-hop and R&B, so for me most of the times the phrase where I'll begin my mix is a phrase where a chorus of a song starts. So if one song is playing, I have a song I want to mix into it. That song most likely will have a part in the beginning where it's just the music. If not, that's a different story. And nowadays we have a lot of DJ edits where they actually make sure that they edit 8 bars of beat in the beginning. I'll have a song ready with 8 bars of just the beat. The other song is playing. I'm going to wait for the right phrase to do my mix. And in my case, I will most likely choose the chorus. Chorus could be 8 bars, could be a different length. You have to know your music to know how long the chorus of the song is. But I'm going to start my transition where that chorus begins. So the timing is what needs to be right, because if I do that right and I start my 8-bar intro where that 8-bar chorus begins, after the 8 bars are done, that chorus is done and my new track actually starts with its verse. So timing is important. So you have to learn the technique, how to beat match. You have to know your music, recognize the structure of your songs. That will tell you when to start your transitions. And then you have to get into, when you do a transition, how do you work your EQ? Of course, there's tons of different methods to do transitions. You can do stuff with loops, with effects, tons of things. But start off with those basics first. Learn how to do the technique. Learn how to recognize the structure and all of that. So there's a lot that goes into that. And if you haven't, make sure you check my mix tutorials on YouTube. You're on Twitch right now. On YouTube, DJ TLM TV, I have a mix tutorial series that will at least get you started. Any tips for mastering the acapella vocals, like adding reverb and how much? See, that's a tricky one right there. No one can tell you just by looking at a question in the chat how much reverb you should add to your vocals. That's not how that works. Every vocal is different, and it all also has to do with how it fits in the mix. So even though you're talking about mastering the acapella, first off, you have to get that mix right for the song. With some songs, more reverb is going to work. Other songs, you want to keep it as dry as possible. There are no settings for that. I will say, like, sometimes you'll hear a song and then you'll hear the acapella, and they'll give you the acapella with the exact same settings as it is in the track. And actually, when you hear the acapella on its own, it can sound kind of weird because there's a lot of reverb in that one, and it sounded great in the song. In the acapella, it doesn't sound as great. But there's no set guidelines for that because every acapella is different. It also depends on what kind of voice it is. So first off, I'm not the expert at all. But that's all I can tell you. There's just not one answer for that. What are you using for remixing, redrumming songs? Actually nothing, because I don't do that. So I have no experience with that. If I would use Machine. That's my go-to for making beats. So I would use Native Instruments Machine. That would be what I would use to do like a remix. I mean, I've done a couple of remixes for artists. I'm actually working on a new remix right now that I have to make a beat for. But that's just me making a new beat using Machine by Native Instruments. Deepak wants to know, what do you think of not mixing on BPM? So I assume you're talking about just not doing a mixed transition, right? So you just mean just bringing the new track in, just dropping it on the one. So basically a drop mix where one track is playing and at a certain point you just start in a new track. That's the only thing you can mean, because you cannot do a transition when you're not mixing on BPM. Because if I have one track that's 95 and the other one is 100 and I play them together, that's where you're going to get a classic train wreck. So you can't do that. So either you're mixing, then the beats have to be lined up, they have to match. Or if you don't want to do that, then you can do a transition where you drop it on the one. So for instance, the song is playing, when you get to the chorus, you let that chorus play. And when the chorus is done, that first one after the chorus, that's where your new track begins. So you just bring it in on the one. That's the only thing I can think of. Rodney Sounds was good. I also started around 85 BPM during your tutorials. All right. Yep. I mean, it's a nice tempo. It's not too fast. It's not too slow either, because when you get too slow, it becomes tricky, because if it's too slow, you either have to scratch really slow or you actually start to do double time and then you have to scratch really fast again. So 85 is a nice mellow tempo indeed. I'm that guy. Salute. Thanks for the follow. Pioneer S11 is a beast. I agree. It is on my wish list, as are those 3000s right there. I chalked up 2020 as a loss. 2021 might pick up. Just might be the end. Yeah, if we're talking about DJing and DJ gigs, then yes, for most DJs, 2020 was a loss for sure. Swift, what's going on? Salute to you. For everyone who tuned in a little bit later, I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, and I'm checking my time right now. It is almost 8, so I'll be streaming for like maybe 15 more minutes. So I'm actually going to make sure I get my way through these questions, because I'm currently still in the studio. Here in Amsterdam, we're dealing with a curfew right now, so I'm not allowed to be out on the street after 9 p.m. It's 8 p.m. now, so I can do like 15 more minutes, maybe 20. Then I have to pack up my stuff and go home, because I don't want to sleep in the studio again. I already did that on Monday, and I already have to do that again this Friday when I do my Certified Bangers live stream. Certified Bangers. So yes. Do you have any thoughts on DJs not using DJ in front of their name? I see a lot more DJs eliminating the DJ in front of their names. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe when I was younger, I might have thought that that was weird. But then again, I actually don't mind. I mean, I'm proud of that DJ in front of my name. I also think for some people it might actually be something to make it more personal or set themselves apart. I mean, it doesn't really work anymore because a lot of people are doing it. So no, I don't actually have a real opinion when it comes to that. I don't pay other people that much attention. Like for instance, as you are here, you are DJ Gus Gomez. If you started to go by Gus Gomez, I think it would make like 0% difference to me. That would still be Gus Gomez, with or without DJ. I mean, I just gotten used to the sound of having it in my name. But beyond that, yeah, I don't mind. Uptown, I will let you know for sure. Record box phase. All right, megawatt. All right, that's a point right there. I don't like using DJ in front of my name. I'm more than that. I got that, but then again, when you get booked to DJ, you still are DJing, right? So, but I understand. I totally understand. If you do more, so I assume you might also be a producer or artist or songwriter, and you also DJ. So you don't want that to be the label. That is, that's actually a great point. DJ D1, what's going on from DC? Do you think Rain will ever improve on their internal effects? Echo does not tail off long like Pioneer. I don't know. I'm a big fan of the onboard effects on Pioneer. It's one of the things I really love about the Pioneer mixers. So, I mean, I can only assume that they will. I just don't know how much of a priority it is for Rain. Like, do most Rain users complain about that, or are they happy with it? Like, let's say if like most of their user base really likes the way those effects work, they might not feel like it is something that needs to be changed. If a lot of people are complaining about it, then it should be higher on their priority list. I haven't noticed it that much, so next time I'll play with the 72, I'll pay some more mind. I just know I really love Pioneer onboard effects. Jason Hardy wants to know Rain 70 or Rain 72 Mark II. I would say 72, even my Mark 1, just because I love that screen. I would have to do like a full comparison to really see, but I think the screen alone is what sells it for me. And I totally understand why some people are the exact opposite. They're like, I don't really want a screen. To me, the screen took it back to my favorite mixer of all time. So the S9 came out and that was super dope. Really liked that. That became my favorite mixer. Then when I saw the Rain with the screen, I was like, that screen is really dope. So that's why the S11 is now on my list to be that #1 mixer. I mean, I was used to the mixer with the screen, my old 909. Even though that screen didn't show the waveforms, this was my all-time favorite mixer. So to me, an S11 is basically like the big brother of that. So yeah, I really like the screens. All right, let's get out some more questions real quick. Vest talking about hand exercise. Let's see. I started doing some hand exercises. Found a channel on YouTube which focused on gamers, but found it useful for my scratch sessions as well. Okay, that's dope. So are these hand exercises more for hand coordination or anything else? And throw up the name of the channel. So not a link, but just the name of the channel for those who might be interested. Philip Tan says, Layback Luke talks about how unwinding his IEMs gets him mentally ready for a set. Okay, I'm at a loss right now. IEMs? Let me know what that is. Somehow it's not coming to me right now. Salute to Layback Luke, by the way. Edge, what up? I'm starting out getting into DJing. What's the minimum? Wait, I already saw that question. And we already talked about that. Yeah, the transitions. Okay. J.O. checking in. What's good? Do you use any hearing protection when you DJ, or do you worry about your hearing long term after hours of loud music blasting in your ears over time? I think protecting your hearing is very important. When I DJ, I do not use hearing protection, but I pay very close attention to my monitoring. So when I'm on a stage or in a DJ booth, most of the times you will have your own monitoring system, and a lot of DJs play that really loud. I try to really pay attention to that. I try not to go too loud, and when I'm not doing transitions, so when I'm searching for the next song, stuff like that, I always try to turn my monitor down. So that will limit the amount of loud sound coming in. That is possible at most gigs. I mean, I've done gigs where your booth is right in front of the speakers, so everything is blasting right through you. If that happens, I do have hearing protection, so it's in my DJ bag. If that situation occurs, I will grab my protection. So let me unplug real quick. And plug my mic back in. Yep, I'm still there. For those who haven't noticed, I'm not using one of the big mics right now, even though I love my pod mics. I'm going off the lavalier mic straight into the ATEM Mini Pro just because of the freedom it gives me right now. So I do have like the real deal. This is like custom. Oh. The custom made, so this, they actually pour a substance in your ear which then hardens straight away so they can get a proper mold of your actual canal, the ear canal, or whatever it's called in English, I don't know. So these will fit perfectly, and I have a filter in there. I have different filters, so I can put that in, or I think I have the minus 15 dB filter in here. I also have like minus 25, but that's just way too much. There's also minus 5, but that doesn't do enough. So if I have to, I can use that. But mostly during DJing, I don't use it because it does block out not just the sound, but it somehow blocks out the feeling for me too. But really, if you can, turn down your monitors when you're not doing transitions, because when that hearing goes, I mean, I have plenty of colleagues that when they play, I stand next to them, and when they turn their monitor up, it hurts my ears. That's the sound level they're DJing in, and to them it's normal because otherwise they can't hear it anymore, and that level hurts my ears. So you can tell that that damage is already there for them. So I have to, like, I've literally had this happen, I don't want to say hundreds of times, but probably like 50 times, that I've stood next to DJs that were playing, and I would have to cover my ears, stand there next to them like this, because their monitoring was so loud. It's scary. So if you can, please take care of your hearing. All right, what's my preference for better backspins? Wax paper, butter rugs, washers. Honestly, I simply use my slip mats, and I get some nice, pretty thin slip mats, but I have different ones that I've used over the years. The ones I've used for the last couple of years are just some Artifon slip mats that I got with my S120 needles. So nothing really special. I can feel a difference when I use certain slip mats, but these aren't anything special, to be honest. All right, while I'm talking, going through a couple more questions, I have to quickly see if there's a ride available. I'm currently using one of those electric cars that you can just rent by the minute, which is way easier than bringing a car here and parking here. A lot of places in Amsterdam are super expensive for parking. Yes, and there most definitely is a car available there. So let me just block that. Okay, so we can do like 10 more minutes. So Edge, the title of the tutorial video, I have my mix tutorial series, and I also have a video that is actually, I think it's called mixing versus dropping it on the one, if I'm not mistaken. I can actually peek real quick. I think that's what it's called. So all right, so that volume off, it is now. Can I share my screen? Come on, let me share my screen real quick. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's the one. get that up here for a second. This is the one that talks about mixing versus dropping on the one. Maybe I'm answering the wrong person now. That is at least the one that gives you the different transition options, beat matching versus dropping it on the one. And if it's not about that video and it's just about transition, just check my mix tutorial series as well. There we go. All right, let's get that chat back up. So Marzel, I'm doing just fine, by the way. FTR, what's going on? Salute to you. DJ Desdola, what up? I never save music to my Mac. I use an external drive a lot. People tell me to not to. Never had a problem. What you think? I prefer to have music on my DJ computer. That way I just know if I bring my computer, my music is always there. I mean, I know other DJs that do that. They'll have their music on an external drive. And if that works for you, of course, that you can do that. But I just prefer to have it on the computer. Then I know that even if, let's just say you have your computer and for whatever reason, you forget that external drive, that's going to be an issue. I mean, I don't think you're going to forget your computer. That's like the main thing. But if it works for you, but is it a space issue? Is that why you don't want to have it on your computer? If you have the space on your computer, I would at least have some essential folders on your computer, some just in case folders. So just in case you forget that external drive, you have your computer to still play. All right, Loco Lopez, you got the neural mix? Okay. Yeah, man. DJ Mambo, thoughts on the Rain 1? Looks like a great controller. If you're in the market for a controller with motorized platters, that is a great option. If you want something that's also a little bit mobile, then that is a very dope option. I haven't played with it yet, though. What feels better, a DJM 800 or a 909? Is that a trick question? I would have to say my 909. Now, if you say S9 or 909, I would have to say my S9. But I always really loved the way that S9 felt. I mean, we're talking crossfaders, right? Or just in general. DJ Wayno, what's good? Salute to you. Skojo, what's going on? Salute to you. I actually have a question. FTR is a question. My Omni turntable manual comments about the counterweight affecting the tracking force of the needle on the vinyl. Anyone help me understand what this is? Ooh, that's a longer story. And by the way, I still have to test my Omni. It's still right here next to me. I still haven't played with it. Damn it. With the lack of time that I have, because I have a couple of minutes, I'm going to have to skip that. You should look that up on YouTube. You have some videos from like these turntable purists, experts who will explain you the entire setting up your turntable. They go through everything in absolute detail, and they can explain the tracking force of a needle and what the counterweight does to affect that really clear, because I can't explain it really clear. I've been using turntables for the longest, and somehow I never got into the details. I just wanted it to work for me. So there's not a lot I can tell you about that. Just hooked up the Restream. Can't believe it. All platforms I need are there for me. I don't use OBS. Restream gives me that and more. Yeah, man, I love using Restream. I mean, I do use it through OBS, so I'm using OBS right now. My A10 Mini Pro is going into the computer, so that allows me to use OBS. But Restream is, for me, the way to go, sending it to all the platforms. Ivan, salute to you as well. What was the first Death Row record I heard? I don't remember. I honestly don't remember, because I would have to actually go back and look to see what was the first thing released on Death Row. Because I probably heard their first release. I just don't remember what that is. DJ Hitton says, DJ Gus Gomez, you can use just Gomez and put a headphone, headphones for DJing. No, definitely do not use just Gomez. I think I already know 2 DJs that go by the name Gomez. Gus Gomez sets you a little bit apart at least. So I don't think you should go for just Gomez. Rico Ramos was good. Let's see. I'll be watching YouTube. Definitely got to send my video to you so you can jump on. Good. Is it cool getting up with girls from parties? I don't know how you mean that. Do you mean like hooking up with girls while you're DJing? I would say no, keep that separate. I mean, or just do your set and afterwards, but I'm not sure about that. You have DJ Tech Tool products? No, I don't. No. Mixmaster G, what up? I think I'm just gonna do the shout outs now because I really gotta pack up and get ready to go. So for those who missed it, I have to be out. We have a curfew here and I'm not at home yet. So I have to be home by 9. That's when our curfew here in the Netherlands begins and you cannot be out on the street. So I have to be in by that time. DJ Hidden, how did you make your logo pop in and out like that, the right top of your screen? That's just one of the, where did I get this one from? I think I got this one from, I think it's a Stream Elements widget I'm using. I use Stream Elements OBS, so I make overlays in Stream Elements, and those are just linked to my OBS. So in Stream Elements on their website, I on my account, I make overlays, and they have like widgets you can get, and then you have a URL, and then in OBS you just add a browser source, you add that URL, and then you can bring it in. So it's just a plugin from Stream Elements, a social media rotation plugin. So that's how it pops in, and you can just add your own channel names. DJ Uptown, you're really gonna do that? Yeah, I'm watching the time, bro. Thank you. Got Uptown sending me messages, letting me know to watch my time. Yeah, man, I already reserved the car. It's waiting for me. So yeah. So normally, guys, for those tuning in for the first time, I'm very sorry I have to cut this one short. I'm here every Wednesday. Normally, I stream longer. What I did the last 2 weeks is just stream from home. So then I didn't have to worry about the curfew. In this case, I was already working in the studio, so I had to do this here now. But that's why I have to really cut it short and be out. So DJ Benji Salmon, big up to you. Coasters for Life, salute to you as well. Marty, I see you. Emil, I see you as well. DJ Tommy Too Tough, salute to you. Mulberry in the building. Mulberry always coming in late. I understand you doing other stuff, but this time it's really late because I gotta be out by now. I'm Vinci or whatever it is. Yes, sleeping in the studio, man. I've done it a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, so I'm doing that again in 2 days already. I'll be here on Friday. Let me just add that screen already before I forget. I'll be back here this Friday. Bang, there we go. For Certified Bangers. That starts at 9 p.m. our time, so that's when the curfew begins. So I'll be sleeping in the studio again then. Yeah. Let's see. So all of you, I apologize for those dropping in with the questions right now, but I have to hit the road. So if you can always drop in on Sunday for plugging in. I'll be working on the computer, but I can also answer questions then for you guys because I gotta be out now. So Mbaku, salute to you. M. Boutman, salute to you. Philip Tanner, see you. All of you. Waves, Drizzy, Edge, Bliss, Vess, Philip Rangus, salute to you. Des Dolo, all of you. I will see you next time. I gotta go. Cesar uit Apeldoorn. DJ Vibe, ja toch wel hè? Ja man, salute. Jay Mayano, thanks for the follow. Romulo, salute to you as well. And let's see. Nikita, Toothless, Darren John, Andrew Garza, Martin Famous. Salute to all of you. Let's see, last one. All right, yeah, that's it. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Longer show next week. Check me out on Friday for Certified Bangers. I'll be here every week. Crates on Monday. Share the knowledge. That's today. This week, Certified Bangers on Friday. And check me on Sunday with Plugging In. Everything is here. All right. Salute to y'all. Megawatt, I see you. Love.